WFKZ 1031 Plantation Key, WAIL Key West.
Sun FM, available anywhere you go. iHeartRadio. Download it now.
Welcome back to the Hoebee in the Afternoon experiment. For those of you just joining the program already in progress, here's a quick recap of what we've done so far.
You've been listening to the erotic daydreams of an infant worm being sucked backwards through a French milking machine.
So I just wanted to get everybody caught up. Where we're at. Mr. X is here today.
Yes, sir.
The troublesome Mr. X, meddlesome, some might
The
say.
fast girl is here.
What's that?
She's fast out. Her beat girl is
Why don't
here.
you introduce her then?
I don't know her name. Speedy, I think. Rojo. I think it's Rojo Joyner is here.
No, it's Beth.
Oh, yeah, her.
From Theme Runs of Key West here with us today. Hello, you theme running demon, you.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like I've received another medal.
Yes, another 5K down.
Man, that's my fourth
Somehow.
one. That's 20K altogether.
Yes, it is.
How far is 20K?
Well, I guess that would be
Right at the Vinny Cave.
for 16 miles.
16 miles, yeah.
12 miles.
It's 227.3 nautical miles.
3.1.
That's Mr. X knows.
3.1 times 4. That would
but I
be
said-
12.5.
How did the last event go?
It went great. It went really well. We had almost 200 people, and we raised $7,640 for Anchors Away.
Really?
Yeah.
Can use that money. What's the next event you got going?
We've got the 2-2 relay coming back again in June. So June 14th is when that'll take place.
And there was a lot of people in that last year, too.
Yeah, that one we got a lot of people. That was a lot of fun. We had
That's what I
people
love.
ages
I'm
7 years
jumping on
old.
this fitness craze here.
7 to 71 years old were in that one. That was
Really?
really cool. Yeah.
Really?
You gonna jump on this fitness craze? Or you gonna be in the 2-2 relay?
I'm in now. I've got the medals.
You know,
Know what I mean?
So you're bringing the couch back.
What's that?
Isn't that your game?
Well, I tell you the truth, X, I'm mad at my couch. I suspect it's cheating on me. You know, and it said we both need some alone time, so that's why I came in here today.
I think G sneaks in and sleeps on it when you're not there.
You do not think that, and I think you're trying to indict my friend Sweet G.
I just did.
Well, you mentioned something about a party tomorrow?
I'm having a Halloween birthday party.
When? Really?
Yeah, really.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow night
Where at?
at New York Pasta and Pizza.
You're having a Halloween birthday party?
Yes, this is the 7th year in a row I've been doing this. Break out the Halloween decorations, get all the costumes out.
Dressed in your
How long-
birthday suit?
How long do you have to decorate?
For
No
Halloween.
comment.
Is there regular diners there when you have to
Yeah,
decorate?
well,
And they're like,
we use the room, the back room that they have there. And so, yeah, they do sometimes sit regular diners in there if they don't mind being part of the experience. But
Really?
yeah,
How many-
I decorate for about an hour
how many
beforehand.
folks are going to this birthday bash, Beth, if you don't mind me asking?
At least 50, I'd say.
50
You're
people.
invited. You guys
Really?
can come. Yeah.
One for every year of your
go,
life.
Can I go as the best costume ever? Drunken DJ?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why it's Halloween, because it's, if you want to come straight from work, you're dressed as whatever you do for a living, or you can actually follow in a theme.
Halloween is fun for other people.
I'm a bandit.
For me, yeah, and then,
I'm going to be the ringmaster, the circus ringmaster.
what, are you really?
Yeah.
Bet you look good in that one.
Got a whip involved.
A Cuban migrant who disappeared while trying to windsurf across the Florida Straits. It's hard to see that happening. You know what I mean? Trying to windsurf here from Cuba.
He should have ran like with the runner girl.
Really?
They would have made it.
He was
Yes,
found. He was
running
found
on water.
adrift on his board. It's good. You know, I mean, if there's two ways you could be adrift, either on the board or off. I'm picking on board. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
Coast Guard officials say a recreational boater found the man yesterday, 10 miles south of Big Pine Key. To our friends down in Cuba, he's okay. I think he might be coming back due to that wet foot, dry foot thing. But you know what I mean?
Boy, his arm's tired.
Yeah. So maybe he could have stayed. He could have gone to your birthday party.
Yeah, you know.
Cuban migrant.
That would have been that would have been best costume ever.
I know.
You were like a
Yeah.
penguin.
A penguin.
Yeah, he floated in from Cuba, a Cuban penguin.
I would have walked him as, hey, Beth, I got a real Cuban migrant here. Who wins?
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Is there a costume contest?
You know, there isn't one, but I
Let's have one.
should have one.
Yeah,
I'll buy some prizes.
You already
That's
have
Cuban
some medals,
penguin.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll donate a medal.
No, you can't give away your medals. You earn those.
Yeah, sell them like everybody else does.
Yeah, they're worth a lot on eBay.
Pawn them.
He's quite mean-spirited, so I'm just
I see
warning
that.
you.
Oh, my medals were stolen from me, so I'm a little angry.
All right. Now, the president of Uganda, I don't know if anybody's read about this yet, is signaling that he's ready to sign into law a anti-gay bill for Uganda.
Bobby Brady wouldn't do that.
In a statement today, the leader of the African country says he doesn't want to hear any lectures from Western governments opposing the measure.
Neither
He
do I.
says the legislation wouldn't have been necessary had it not been for what he describes as, and I quote, Western groups who come to our schools and try to recruit children into homosexuality.
Yeah, those cowboys are terrible.
The only group I can think of is the THAFGUAK or the PAFTUC right there. It's Americans for Gaying Up African Children's Group. They go down there, they head into the schools.
Geeing it up.
They're amazing.
They gay it all up and then just leave, and then the president of Uganda is in charge of them then.
Yeah,
Well,
because
yeah.
you can teach gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can, you have to clean up the sparkle dust afterwards, too, and he doesn't like doing it.
Check this out. The bill contains a potential, and I quote, penalty of life imprisonment for what is termed as, oh, I love this, aggravated homosexuality here. I'm not sure what that encompasses here. I'm assuming having gay sex while you're aggravated. You know, like, hey, I'm home. Did you bring home milk and bread? Like I asked? No. I am so aggravated. Let's have gay sex. Is that aggravated gay sex?
I think that you described it perfectly.
I'll show you later.
I'm going to check Webster's dictionary, but I think that's it.
Yeah, check his thing.
The first doping case from the Sochi Olympics has come in right now. And you'd have to think, from looking at some of the beefed-up women in the German women's cross-country team there, they've got legs the size of Sweet G's Cadillac.
Those are ladies?
Yeah, they are. So one of
Yeah,
them...
they didn't grow mustaches.
They said it's the first positive test of the Olympics. They're not saying what it was for yet. It might be for weed. I saw an article in the USA Today saying the Sochi area and the mountains surrounding there grows some of the best weed in the world.
Maybe it's medical marijuana.
Yeah, they have glaucoma.
No, you can't.
It is.
And they're archers, and you need to
They're
see
all
better.
good for that. A friend
There
of
you
mine
go.
is
Plausible
a
excuse.
reporter for a TV station in Los Angeles, and he's been assigned Sochi, and he's been there, and he was like, he sent me a clip today. In the middle of the Olympic Park, there's a bunch of trees densely packed together, and you can't see what's behind them. And then there's a fence behind that with cyclone in it. You know what I mean? And the thing they don't want you to see is an old graveyard that they have there from like hundreds and hundreds of years
Old
ago.
graveyards are cool.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Spooky.
that
Not
would
if you're in it.
be a nice backdrop for your spooky
It
party
really would
tonight,
be.
Missy. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe we
Yeah.
should go over there.
Beth, would you like to play today in history with
That's my
your friend
favorite
Sweet G in a little while?
Absolutely.
And you'll be playing also with the mastermind over here.
The likes of my brain.
And
You're a tough competitor.
I am.
we're going to bring that to you in our next segment here on the Hoebee in the Afternoon Experiment. You can win a trip for two on Fury Water Adventures and a lunch or breakfast at Camille's Restaurant in Key West. Welcome back to number one garbage star, Sweet G. Well, it's time for you to shine, my friend. It's time for your favorite segment of the show besides the G-Spot. And look at that. The only person on this show of the female variety that willingly takes Sweet G. Get your hand off her name. Let me tell you that big white digit of yours could disappear. Remember where that crucifix went the other day? She's tough. She's in shape, so quit fooling around. And I was just complimentary on how she welcomed you into her personal space there where no one else of the female variety here will. You know what I mean? You did it,
Boundaries are not my
and then boom,
specialty.
right out of the chute, an infraction.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to play today in
Give an
history.
inch, takes a mile.
It's well, that's
like
it. He's a gangster, is what he is, and I think that's maybe what attracts you to him.
Yeah.
He likes the bad boys, obviously.
Yeah, Mr. X is here with us. It's time to play Today in History, brought to us by Fury Water Adventures. Simply the coolest thing you can do in Key West. See the keys from the outside in on any of their great trips. Locals, you can go for a half price with a Monroe County ID. Locals are everybody in Monroe County, and you can always go free on your birthday. Call Fury at 305-294-8899, 305-294-8899. Get reservations on a sunset sale tonight, tomorrow, or the day after. All right, G.
That's right.
All right, Mr. X, are you ready?
For what?
First caller at 293-9245. When one of these teams reaches 100 points, we'll receive both of those packages right here. Team number one, Sweet G, and apparently somebody he's really close with, Ms. Beth here from Team Runs of Key West.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you team captain or is he?
I'm team captain.
You're an overachiever, huh?
You're going to need to be because he...
How uncomfortable are you right now?
You're pretty uncomfortable, right?
I'm all right.
I like it. Now,
I've
Mr.
been deep
X,
breathing.
what are you going to bet for us on the first round, my friend?
3 cans of old marzipan.
3 cans of what now?
Old marzipan.
Marzipan?
Yes, sir.
Comes in cans. It comes in the canned form.
Yes, they're old cans from the turn of the century. In fact, before that, the Civil War.
You have three
The war
cans.
between the states.
Mhm.
The most tragic war.
The fact that didn't exist then didn't stop it from being canned is what I'm...
That's what makes it valuable.
Okay, now I understand here. Beth, what is Team U going to bet today?
My old running sneakers.
Yeah, you have to bet points. 20
points.
20 points it is. All right. Milli Vanilli on this day won a Grammy Award for Best New Artist. And before you start, Mr. X, okay, when we play Milli Vanilli, I always get to be Vanilli.
No, I'm Nilly.
No, I'm Vanilli.
No, really, it's you.
All right. So they won their best Grammy for Best New Artist. They had to give that Grammy up in connection with a lip-syncing scandal. What year did that happen? Was it 1998? 1998, 1990, 1992,
I know this
or
one.
1995? Go ahead, X.
Mr. Peabody's flea collar.
Mr. Peabody's flea collar. Let me check here. Well, that's incorrect. And we now
Damn
own
it,
3
Rick.
cans of imaginary marzipan.
Yeah, no, he's
Now for
thick.
20 points, what do you guys think? What year did that happen?
I think it was 1990.
1990?
Go with her, yeah.
20 points is yours. All right. You are up 20 points. Get a little closer to one of our listeners winning that
Look
great
like the
prize.
homecoming singing queen. Look
All
at
right.
that.
What do you want to bet, kids? You crazy kids?
Oh, 15 points.
Hey, you got to bet 20.
All right. 20
20 points. You can do it here. And how about you, X?
I'm going to bet my Russian spacesuit with the big hole in the back.
Okay. The Russian spacesuit with the big hole in the back?
Yes.
Okay.
Very unsuccessful spacesuit.
On this day, February 21, 1985, Whitney Houston released her first album. What was the name of that album? Was it Whitney 1, This Is Whitney Houston, Whitney,
Oh, I know this one.
Whitney's Wonderland, or Mr. Bigglesworth's Revenge?
Oh, I know
Which
this
one?
one.
Go ahead, X.
Big load of crap.
Big load of crap? No, that's very close to Mr. Bigglesworth's Revenge, though. I almost
got that one, huh?
failed to give it to you. And what did you bet again?
Oh, that old Russian spacesuit of mine with the hole in the back.
Okay, well, you lost that. All right, so...
I bet it.
All right,
I knew
Beth,
it.
where
I'm not
are
a
you
vulture.
at on this one?
I think it's Whitney.
Just Whitney?
Just Whitney.
Stupid.
What leads you to say that?
I own that album, but I'm trying to picture the cover. I think
How
that's...
would I know?
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
You're correct. And
Awesome.
this, I might add, is
Whatever,
the best
Flashdance.
any Team Sweet G has ever been on.
really?
Yes, right now. Well, pat yourself
Write
on
this
the
day
back and
down.
make sure you take a nice shower afterwards.
Yeah.
Use gasoline.
All right, here we go. Now, the 1500's good for you, Sweet G. You always love the Dark Ages. I know that.
Oh,
All right.
We're up
And
40.
this year, Pope Julius II, who had commissioned Michelangelo to paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, died only months after the project was completed. What year was it in? 1601, 1491, 1512, or 1975?
I know this one.
All right, Mr. X, go ahead, Mr.
Sputnik.
Sputnik?
Yes, sir.
Let's check. Nope, wrong again.
Again, why do you cheat?
I'm not cheating. You're
Cheaters never win. Winners never cheat, Hoebee.
okay. Well, you never win. What do you think, guys? What do you think, Team G?
What were the choices again?
They were 1601, 1491, 1513, or 1975.
I'm going to say 1601.
1601, and for 20 points,
Whatever,
that is
Magellan.
incorrect, my dear. It was 1513.
Yeah.
I gave you the answer when I said, here's something from the
See, you just admitted it.
hey, we didn't get
You always give the girls the answers.
No, I didn't, Mr. X. I think maybe
The
you should
weakest link.
listen to the whole question before you chime in. Okay, now you're up 20 points. Let's kick up the betting here. We
All
only
right,
got
40 points.
Well, go bigger than that.
80.
This one's going to be big. It's
That's
right in
it.
Sweet Cheese
3.
House here. Okay, and Mr. X, what are you betting?
I'm going to bet my Slinky that fell into my chunky peanut butter this morning.
You're going to do what
I'm
now?
going to bet my Slinky that fell into my chunky peanut butter this morning.
All right.
It's delicious.
Slinky and the peanut butter. Alrighty then. Well, in 1862, Nathaniel Gordon became blank. He was an American slave trader. He was executed on this day underneath the U.S. Piracy Act of 1820 and hanged in New York. How many slave traders were hanged after him? Hundreds? Thousands? 96 or no other one?
I know this one.
Go ahead, X.
South American star fruit.
South American star fruit. That could be. Nope, that's wrong.
Fucking Phipps.
What do you think? I go with that. 96,000 hundreds were executed after him, or no other ones were executed after him.
I'm going to say no.
Why would you think none? There was a lot of slave traders out there. Why would none spring to your mind? You don't know, Beth?
Because it's such a drastic answer. I have a feeling it's going to be something dramatic.
It
like
was
that.
none. Way to go.
Yeah.
All right, one more question. First caller at 293-9245. You only need 20 more points for the big win, everybody. First caller, 293-9245, gets Fury, Commotion on the Ocean, and the lunch or breakfast at Camille's restaurant. Mr. X, what is your final bet, my friend?
I'm going to bet those junky stamps I got that have no glue on the back, so when you lick it, nothing really happens.
All right, well, who wouldn't want that? And Beth, 20? All right, this should be a good one here for you. All right, in 1947, a man named Edward Land publicly demonstrated his Polaroid Land camera, which could produce a black and white photograph in 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes, 1 minute, or 48 seconds. Which one was it?
Oh, I know this.
1947. Mr. X sounds confident.
I got it.
Go.
Is it my turn yet?
Yes.
Okay, Shirley Temple.
Shirley Temple. I couldn't be farther off. Okay. Could not be farther off.
This game is rigged.
Yeah, it is rigged. All right. What do you guys think?
2 minutes? I think 2 minutes.
2 minutes is incorrect. It was 1 minute. Boy, what started out so good ended so bad. All right. Well, now we've got to go in the bonus round here.
Okay.
First caller, if they get this one right, wins. Sweet G.
What happened?
Your legs are what color? Opaque, clear, porcelain white, or eggshell white?
We're going to go with...
Oh, I know the answer.
Go ahead.
Portly Harry.
All right, Portly Harry. Okay, Beth?
I think eggshell white.
Eggshell white? Nope, the answer was porcelain white. All right, we're going to... Since you guys did such a bad job, we're going to allow the first caller to win.
So easy.
Anyway, 293-9245. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sweet Tree Show, starring Beth Rooney, Mr. X. He's out of the studio right now. He's annoying people down the hallway. And, of course, myself, Bill Hoebee. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful afternoon. I hope it is in your neck of the woods, as Al Roker would say. Also, Beth, welcome here today.
Why, thank you very much.
You look a little different today. You said you were going out sunning yourself yesterday with your friend from New York.
I burned myself.
Did
I
you
went
really?
2 days in a row. I'm burnt.
So did you put some protection on?
I did, and thank you so much. It's called Reef Safe, so if I decide to go in the water again, I'm good to go.
It's biodegradable. Reef Safe is the stuff, man.
That's
and
awesome.
you received a complimentary case of it.
Yay! I'm so happy right now, to tell you the truth.
Well, that's their aloe formula. If you would have used their sunscreen, you wouldn't be going through this.
Where were you a couple of days ago?
I was here.
I saw this girl waiting for her friend. I thought, time to pour on the charm. I said, how's it going, you saucy little whore of Babylon? She walks over, says, wanna double up? I said, sure. So she kicks me in the groin.
All righty then. Well, that's a cautionary tale. Welcome back. The Olympics are I'm still fascinated with them right now. But at the Olympics the other day in the Village were the members of the punk rock band from Russia, Pussy Riot.
That's an awesome name.
They were in jail for a long time in Russia for not liking Putin over there. And they said they weren't kidding when they said the other day they were whipped by Russian Cossacks in Sochi.
Wow.
And they turned it into a video for their new song.
Oh, that's cool.
Video of their latest single called Putin Will Teach You How to Love features footage shot this week around the Olympics, and some of the footage, the Cossacks, a roving security force, can be clearly seen whipping members of the Russian punk band. I'd like to point out, I've said this before, I've listened to Pussy Riot. I love punk rock music, but I still do. They are horrible as a band. And obviously make some kicking
They're like Bird kind of music?
some kicking videos, but Pussy Riot are trying to use the spotlight of the Olympics to bring attention to their opposition to the president, Putin's social issues, in particular his anti-gay stance. Two members of the group were jailed for almost 2 years after being arrested at one of their concerts. But You know, I mean, maybe they're so bad because, you know, they went to jail and they didn't have any time to rehearse in there. You know what I mean? Maybe they don't have a talent show in the gulag over there, you know? So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pussy Riot. What are you saying? And if you've been inspired by the athletes at the Winter Olympics and you think you want to chase Olympic glory yourself, what do you think the easiest sport to get into is and perhaps get to the Olympics?
What's the brooming?
Curling?
Yes, thank you.
The easiest one is bobsled.
For real?
If you have been inspired by this and you want to chase your Olympic glory, no sport is easy. The best chance of making a team to compete in is bobsled. Think about this.
Wow.
All you have to do is push the sled for like 40, 50 yards and then jump in the back. Be careful. You don't want to sit in the front seat there. That person has to steer the sled. You just jump in the back and put your head down. That's it.
If you can jump in the back.
And then you know, and then keep your head down. So way different than being a figure skater or a ski jumper, which seem pretty much impossible. I've watched female figure skating finals. Just absolutely amazing.
Edge of my
I've never watched figure skating before in my life. It was just,
it's beautiful.
What amazing athletes they are. And I've said that yesterday. And they're, most of them are 15 and they're all like, and I feel creepy, but they're hot. You know what I mean? They're 15, but I don't mean that in that kind of way. And our genius, our teen genius of the day is Danielle Lay and her mother, Carol. They set up shop to sell their Girl Scout cookies outside a San Francisco medical marijuana clinic.
I read that earlier.
All right, Dan.
Genius mom.
The kids, people with the munchies, sales grew 50% when compared to the time they spent selling cookies outside of a supermarket.
I've been looking for Girl Scout cookies down here for weeks. A stripper promised me boxes. She didn't save them for me. I'm really bummed.
You're promised me a box, too.
You're trying to say a stripper promised you some boxes of Girl Scout cookies and did not come through?
Absolutely.
That doesn't sound quite right.
I was very bummed.
And finally, in the news today, the littlest genius has been named in the United States. Smarter, has a higher IQ than Albert Einstein.
Oh, wow.
And she's 3 years old.
Get out.
Her name is Alexis Martin. She's become the youngest Mensa member at the tender age of 3. She has an IQ of 160.
Are you kidding
She has taught herself at 3 years old everything from Spanish, Russian, all state capitals just by using her parents' iPad.
She knows Germany's in Nebraska, huh?
She does
like
know
that.
Most likely, she would know it right away.
Germany's not in Nebraska.
Mr. and Mrs. Martin say, we're not that smart, so we're shocked by this. They say they want to keep her as normal of a little girl as humanly possible, but understand that might be a tad challenging when she has the IQ that's higher than Albert Einstein and the equivalent of Stephen Hawking.
It's a sham. She's probably like a smart midget.
Well, she could be.
She's 45 years old with a degree.
How do you discipline a child like that? So, do as I say, not as I do. All right.
You can't.
No, I got you on that.
You can give him a smack.
Anyway,
Never
coming
too
up
smart for
next,
that.
we'll find out why having an octopus is a great pet.
It is. It's a good hat.
You know, I really thought the kids out there would like to hear a song about a man in a box, and lo and behold, I found a song called Man in the Box from Alice in Chains right there. And congratulate old Jack Nazer, who won himself a trip on Fury Water Adventures.
We're going to see him in a bit.
Breakfast or lunch at
at
Camille's restaurant. Mr. X has joined us here today, ladies and gentlemen. You'll notice, Beth, he's wearing what's known as a polo helmet right now.
That's what it's called?
He likes the brim on them.
Because I have a match later.
He has what now?
I have a polo match later at the club.
No,
Where's the club?
He's court ordered to wear that. He jumped off a house last night with a cape on and landed on his head. So
and those things don't work, just so you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Anybody thinking about doing that?
Only Superman.
It is time for our health and safety file, but our first tip is just because you're wearing a cape doesn't mean you can fly, unless, of course, you can.
Unless you're on an airplane.
Then it's just a nice touch.
Or a helicopter.
All righty then. Well,
or a kite.
Yesterday we talked about poop transplants being all the rage and curing many diseases. For real, I'm not kidding you. It's not just me talking about
Did you just see my face right there?
Yeah, it looked like poop.
It's time for more fecal news. Fecal transplant news, that is.
Aye.
This is hot right now. Grad students at MIT today opened up the world's first, and I quote, poop bank.
That spells Matt.
It's a stool sample bank where they can send samples from healthy people, expertly matched to sick people. They say 14,000 people a year die from digestive infection called Clostridium difficile, or C. diff. for short, and fecal transplants are the best-known option for treatment. The story in Science News about the student bank refers to it as the Brown Cross.
This is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
But it works.
Monkeys know this secret forever. They every time you go to the zoo, they throw it at each other with their feet.
You're actually right.
Hey, it's not strange if it saves lives, right? Although I will tell you, I'll be a little freaked out when they have the annual poop drive in the high school cafeteria.
We all scoffed at the head transplants.
I'm not sure what part of your body they'll tie off with a rubber strap. Yikes. When you go to the poop drive, they have a similar questionnaire to the blood drive, except for they have some additional questions like, when was the last time you had corn? I didn't say that. And
I love corn.
in a little file I like to call even more poop news. Check this out.
But wait, there's more.
This comes from Science Magazine, the other one. See,
Okay.
you have to look at this because you can see it online. They don't show you the whole thing.
It's all witchcraft.
But listen to this. This is from Science Magazine. It's a column that they have. I'm going to try to read it verbatim, but there's some words in it I can't. For most people, it says, going to the bathroom in the morning and, let's say, deucing it up is a healthy way to start your day.
Dropping a Cleveland steamer.
Right on. At the very, well said, X.
Thank you.
At the very least, the ritual lets you know your plumbing is working both in your body and your house.
A growler.
But scientists have found that some people get even more benefits from the event, with a rare few actually having something known as an orgasmic experience from pooping.
Dropping the kids off at the pool.
Her name is Aneth Sheth, a professor at Princeton, who has co-authored a book called, and I can't believe we haven't had her on the show yet, it's called What Your Poop is Telling You.
Or having a brown baby boy.
Says your chances of reaching an extreme level of poophoria improve if you're dropping an actually bigger load.
Bold joker.
FYI, sweetheart. In the book, Dr. Sheth says, to some it may feel like a religious experience, to others like an orgasm, to a lucky few like both.
Dropping mud.
While getting a buzz from sitting on the throne is relatively safe, they say it can actually become addictive for some.
The fumes, it's like huffing.
I know. Can you imagine this in the book?
Ew.
Hi, I'm Donald, and I'm addicted to poop orgasms. Hi, Donald.
What do
Sorry.
you smoke afterwards?
I'm sorry to everyone that named Donald after you. I just picked that name arbitrarily. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Poop news and even more poop news in our health and safety file today. Mr. X, you
Copping a double deuce.
wow, you came up with some good ones on that one. I did not hear stink sticks, though.
No, he did not put that one out there.
Stink sticks.
I had a boy. ELO, Mama Ma Bell here on the Sun 99.5, 103.1. Going out to Frederick. That's all he said. He goes, man, hey, can
That's
you
all
play
he has
this?
to say.
He's either his name is Frederick or he lives in Frederick, Maryland. I'm not sure. He said something about Maryland in it. But and I was watching the U.S.-Canada hockey game before. Canada was up 1-0. It was a really good. I rarely watch hockey, but this was really intense. And you know what I found out? That the loser of the America-Canada hockey game, the winner goes on to the gold round. The loser has to keep Justin Bieber.
Hopefully Canada loses.
But he can chop his head off, though, if he owns him.
Canada. Boy, we had a lot of head choppings yesterday, actually.
Really?
Yeah. All over the place.
I missed it.
Yeah, they did. Curling, takes its share of criticism, but at least you have to admit it's a winter sport where you don't have to worry about crashing into a tree like one lady did last night.
What if you do it in the forest?
What's that?
What if you do it in the forest?
Well, let's cross that bridge when we come to it.
Read on, my friend.
Okay, and when the preacher in Kentucky died from a snake bite earlier this week, he was actually, according to my research, the 92nd snake bite preacher to die from a snake bite, from getting bit by a poisonous snake in church, who are supposed to not bite them if they are pure of spirit. The Lord won't let them. You can kind of understand the first one that went. How about the other 91 or so? You know what I mean? I'm a little tough on that one right there. And finally, Kendall and Kylie Jenner have a young adult novel coming out this summer. And if all the surgeries are done, so will their dad. I believe. I can't wait for that.
To help our brothers and sisters out at Moat Marine Laboratories. They do such a great job
in helping us protect our environment. The easiest way we can be part of that team is to put a Protect Reef license plate on the back of our car. When it's time to renew your license plate, it only costs about $25. I got one on my car. Hoebie's got one on his car.
My box has one.
Who's got one?
My box has one on it.
Oh, yeah? What kind of cars you got, X?
Box. It's actually just a box.
A box. Well, there you go.
It's a refrigerator box, Chuck.
I like a limo.
Yeah, it's the Cadillac of boxes, I can tell you that much. It's the best one out there.
Oldsmobile Buick.
Yeah.
Reinforced.
Anyway, Chuck, thanks for joining us today, my friend, and we will see you over the weekend, buddy. Fury One Adventures rules. Alrighty then. When we return, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, one of the most iconic items of French fashion has fallen out of favor. I'll tell you what that is.
Todd Bridges?
Todd Bridges, that's right. Here is Aerosmith. I'm going to send this one out to my buddy, the magician, Michael Tricks. Catch him at sunset on Saturday night at Gilbert's Resort. You'll love it. This one's called Sick as a Dog. I haven't heard this one in years. Great request there in the sun.
Mystical.
Edgar Winter's White Trash Band.
Scary.
Keep playing that rock and roll. He's not scary.
Yeah, he looks like Casper.
He's what's known as an albino.
Yeah, a Casper.
He's not
a ghost.
You shouldn't say that here. Mr. X?
Yeah, sir?
I have to give my condolences to Rusty from the movie, remember that movie with Chevy Chase?
Vacation,
yeah.
Christmas Vacation.
Rusty from that movie, Samuel L. Jackson, and that other actor that was in The Sopranos that wears berets all the time. When you think of French culture, one thing comes to mind, seeing a bunch of people wearing berets, right?
Yeah.
They ain't playing tubas because they're big over there.
Yeah, they like the berets and tubas, right? Of course. I
can't get the beret over the
tuba. I didn't mean to leave that out, and that's why you're here. You never take away, you always add.
I'm spot on, huh?
Yeah, you are. The iconic cat is in serious decline. In fact, there's now only one company in France making berets. Now, several years ago, there were 30 factories with running shifts 7 days a week producing berets.
Wow.
Obama ruined everything.
You know, they might not be out of fashion here. Maybe everybody just has a bunch of them from all that beret making in the past.
That could be true.
And so maybe you might want to invest in that. Several million were made each year in the 80s. They say they blame the decline in the beret's popularity to the fact that young people are no longer wearing them.
Wow, who came up with that?
You got to bring back
idea?
the beret.
Attention, Mick Kilgos. And an Iowa man, Sweet Tooth, led to a bitter firing today, Beth. He used a company forklift to smash a candy bar from a vending machine that had taken his cash. Remember when George Costanza did that?
I was just going to say.
Yeah.
The Twix.
It was a Twix. This one, and this time it's a Kit Kat. It's the only one with the cookie crumble. Robert McKivitt.
Free candy.
Robert McDumbass said he fed $1 into the machine for a Kit Kat bar at the car dealership where he worked.
Oh, how similar.
Okay. He wanted to get himself a Kit Kat bar. He had a craving for one. He said he had a strong craving, and those are his words. So he slid in another greenback to try to nudge another Kit Kat out, but that maneuver also failed.
Yeah, Fat Jerk should have got a salad.
Twice.
Really? They don't really usually have them in the
yeah, but it's
machine.
a Kit Kat bar.
Yeah, come on. Break me off a piece of that.
Yeah, he's a fat jerk. He shouldn't be eating Kit Kat
Okay,
cars.
so you're just saying, you don't even know, but you're just saying he's a fat jerk.
Yes.
Well, let me hear.
I know him.
Let me tell you, well, of course you do. McDevitt's mood turned sour, leading him to grab a forklift out of the warehouse, drive it into the break room, pick up the candy machine, slam it onto the ground several times.
Like a piñata.
Ultimately dislodging 3 Kit Kats. Bonus.
Oh, yeah.
And dislodging them from his, of course, paycheck, a problem compounded by the fact that he's been denied unemployment because of the nature of his firing. I think it would have been a more appropriate caper if he'd have done almond joys, you know, that sometimes
and use dynamite.
Like a nut thing.
Put dynamite in it.
Yeah, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. It made the list, boys and girls. That's A-Bomb's name. Come on. And finally, a security guard at an Illinois college was slapped with charges. Remember, he's in charge of all security at a religious university called Concordia in Illinois. He's in charge of all the security people there.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It sure is, Mr. X.
That is.
He was slapped with charges after he was caught pleasuring himself with a shoe belonging to a female professor.
Oh.
Nanny and the professor.
I've done that.
No, who hasn't? The victim was walking towards her office last week when she spotted him exiting her office while buttoning his pants. He told her he was on a routine security patrol.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Let's just keep moving.
These aren't the shoes you're looking for.
Exactly.
When he noticed that the door was open, but when she went inside to get her stuff, she noticed a, and I quote, clear, sticky liquid inside her shoes. She called the cops. Guess who she got? Him. Yes, he's at a security, right? Oh. No, yeah, he's not in right now, but I'm pretty sure he'd say I was just probably a bug or something. He probably swished a bug. I quickly got the loafer to admit he had engaged in some pumping out of the pumps. He was charged with public indecency, disorderly conduct, and fired from his job 1 day later. How do you recover from that in the security business, something like that?
Yeah.
You know, listen, I promise I will never do that again. I'm over that.
You're out of here.
Got to get it out of my system. I have to get his next job.
Yeah,
So, looks like everything's in order here.
unemployable.
What's this firing from Concordia? Yeah, I kind of beat off in a professor's shoe. Wasn't a big deal. You know, I was going to quit anyway.
It's like safety shoes; they'll never fall off.
Word up. Hey, we're going to do the crime report. It's coming up for you next. Shine the light on some local dunces here on the Hoebee in the Afternoon experiment, starring Sweet G.
When I said we were to return to Transylvania, I referred only to Magenta and myself. You were to remain here. In spirit, anyway.
You're going to kill him?
Exactly, Dr. Scott. And now, Frankenfurter, your time has come. Say goodbye to all of this.
Goodbye, all of this.
And hello.
To the Hoebee in the Afternoon experiment. Meatloaf, all revved up and nowhere to go off one of the biggest selling albums of all time from 1977.
I don't feel good.
It's Meatloaf. What's the matter, X?
I went into that room after G did.
Well, what room?
The bathroom.
The bathroom?
It smells like somebody pickled a mummy's crotch.
Oh, really?
Is that why it smells like poop and pizza in here now?
Yeah.
There's a little inside hint for anybody who said, gosh, I'd love to see the studio where you guys broadcast from. Sweet G did something bad here is what I'm saying. And it's time for the crime report. And that was indeed a crime brought to us by...
That was a crime against humanity.
It was a murder.
It really was, Hex. You just try to stay refreshed. Take deep breaths, my friend.
I don't even want to breathe.
Gilbert's Resort, Saturday, March 1st. It is the Big Chili Cook-Off with live music all day long. Chili and salsa categories will both be open in there. And there's cash prizes and trophies for the top 3 teams in both. It's a non-sanctioned event. You have to contact Gilbert's about getting involved in this. And I'm going to be up there. I'm going to be a judge at it, along with Wyland and Annette, I believe, and a couple of our other friends there. And then a little later on in my hotel room, we're having a farting contest.
Are you going to light him on fire?
Oh, of course we are. That's why wouldn't we? And, of course, our friends at Tattoos and Scars Saloon, 512 Green Street, where I'm sure we'll be spending a significant amount of time this weekend. Ladies and kick back, have some fun. It's just a really cool place to hang, man. You know what I'm talking about?
One of my favorites down here.
Look at old Whitey back here. What happened? All right. He looks guilty.
He looks like an incandescent bulb.
Anyway, and the crime report also brought to us by the Ocean Key House Sunset Pier. Coming up at before sunset tonight, a band that's really killing it the last couple nights at the Ocean Key Resort. It's called the Corbett Brothers. I saw them play in QLC's backyard when they first got here the other day. They're freaking phenomenal.
Nice.
So we're going to check that out tonight. And a little bit later on tonight, Paul Cotton and his band, Paul Cotton from Poco, will be at Schooner Wharf in Key West. And, well, here we go. It's always nice, as opposed to Mr. X, when somebody is approached by the cops who's doing something wrong, and they're like, okay, you got me. You know what I mean? That doesn't happen often.
Yeah, you got to man up and take your punishment.
You know, take your punishment. You never did.
I know.
I remember you being a chronic resistor.
I did.
Back in the day, and still are.
I used to like to fight the blue coats.
Is that what you call them?
That's what I call them.
I think you should show more respect for them, don't you?
Well, I do now, because I'm older.
All right, well, that's good.
And I didn't want my head to hurt anymore.
Well, a man cracked up cops. who were sent to arrest him on assault charges, and he was more than happy to surrender, Beth. He said, hey, I'm not going to give you any trouble at all as long as you let me go grab my crack pipe and get one more hit in. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Who wouldn't want to be going through all the hassle and stress of an arrest without...
Take the edge off.
One big cracker in you. What do they call it? What do they call that? Cracker? All right, so...
Animal crackers, they're good.
Officials were called to investigate a report that Paul Lee DeWalt Jr., I'm sure he's got
The
senior,
inventor of the drill.
beaming with pride today, threatened his girlfriend with a box cutter earlier because it seems she was glomming on some of his crack, Beth.
Okay.
You know, so why wouldn't you threaten her with a box cutter? She's got to be taught a lesson. It's his crack, and he'll deal it out when he wants, as he sees fit.
If he had a sword, she wouldn't have done it.
Gets up to go to the bathroom, there catches her digging into the old sugar bowl there. You know what I mean? So, when the cops arrived at the scene, they got reports from eyewitnesses and attempted to take him into custody, only to have him perfectly agree, they said he was very pleasant, as long as he could bring his, and I quote, trusty crack pipe along with him for when he gets out. You know what I mean?
Understandable.
There's a Boy Scout crack pipe.
I don't see how that was that hard. A detective tried to seize the pipe, at which point he got violent and tried to break that pipe, earning him a resisting arrest charge in addition to assault and possession bids and 11 more charges on there. There's quite a few. There was a little more of this adventure than they're letting on.
Maybe
here.
they were the special that day. 2 for 1 charges.
Sure, man. I'll be right there. Just let me grab my crack pipe. Get one more. Give me one more nice puff in, and then we're on our way.
They call it a hit, Hoebee.
What's that?
You got to get a hit off of it.
They got a hit off it. How do you know all this lingo?
Because I'm down with street.
So you have street cred, is what
I do have street cred.
Really?
It's not a puff.
Why not?
It's a hit.
It's a hit?
Yes.
All right. Well, I feel stupid now.
Yeah, you should.
All right. Well, that was mean-spirited. Anyway, we're going to take a quick pause for the cause. When we come back, more of the rock that fills the arenas. A little bit later on in the hour, we're going to do our Dollar to the Day showdown. We've had a huge week here, Beth. On Wednesday, a man went to the one of the biggest, oldest cathedrals in England, took off all his clothes, ran down the aisle, screamed profanities profanities at everybody. Then he broke a whole bunch of ancient candlestick holders. Then he took what's described as a priceless ancient relic, a cross with jewels in it and everything. Put it where the sun don't shine. It's chocolate. They didn't want that back.
He's a blasphemer.
We're going to get a new one. Good. Hang on to that one. Anyway, so I don't know if we're going to be able to beat that today, but we'll try when we return on the Sun 99.5 and 103.1. Van Halen, Ice Cream Man, halfway through the 5 o'clock hour on a beautiful Friday in paradise. I know a lot of you are traveling down the 18-mile stretch right now and getting ready for some more rock and roll and a big weekend here in the Florida Keys. But I do have to tell you one thing, and it's an important safety note here in the Florida Keys. If you are lucky enough to meet Sweet G and you see him go into a bathroom, do not follow him. We got all kinds of problems.
Now without a flamethrower.
That poor little girl at the front desk just ran out of here crying.
She was on fire.
I hope you're happy with yourself, T-Spot. Anyway.
She ignited because of it.
Hoebee in the afternoon, brought to you by Charlie Bauer Smoking Tuna Saloon. You know what's happening on the 18th of March there?
I know there's a benefit happening.
The roast of Bill Hoebee will be taking place. I've made fun of you people for years, and now you can pay to roast me, and all the money goes to Hot Tub Johnny and Commander Seapick.
Can I throw stuff?
All their hospital bills. What's that?
Can I throw stuff at you?
No, I would prefer you didn't, but,
So that doesn't mean no, absolutely.
It means no. No means no, remember? Remember when I got you the T-shirt that said that?
Yeah, but I read it wrong.
Okay, and believe me, that wasn't Barbara Walters' vibrator you gave me the other day. That was a lie, whoever sold you that.
It was a broomstick.
No, it wasn't. All right, well, I don't know about you guys. When you were in, grade school or middle school, even high school, sometimes they would take field trips and they would show you around a college campus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep, so I do.
Oh, look at all the nice buildings. Did you do that, Jay?
Yep, sure did.
What college did you take a tour of?
Community college that we were talking about.
Florida Keys Community College?
Right.
Okay.
We went to the meatpacking plant.
We went to Yale.
I went to the Fashion Institute of Technology.
Did you really?
I ended up going to that college.
I'm telling you, Yale was fascinating.
I can imagine.
But
You went to Fit?
And the weird thing is they took us on a class trip to Yale in New Haven, Connecticut. There wasn't one person on that class trip that even had a mild shot at getting into
I
Yale.
couldn't even spell it.
I saw that Viking Bible, though. They have it.
That must have been cool.
The Bible.
I think it's called the Hindenburg Bible or something like that, or something.
I thought that got burned up.
I can't remember. Anyway, so a bunch of school children went to University of California, Berkeley, UC Berkeley, widely known as a very hip and avant-garde college. And, hundreds of elementary and middle school there recently toured UC Berkeley and got an early lesson in sex education when they witnessed several men wearing, and I quote, giant penis costumes walking around handing out condoms, as well as a variety of condom-inspired games. They never let poor sweet G playing condom-inspired games.
That's why he's sad.
The school children were on campus at the same time that the public university hosted National Condom Week observance. In addition to the giant wieners, included an assortment of sex-themed activities such as, and I quote, vagina, anus condom toss, of vulva and blank condom toss, pin the tail on the, can't say that either, and a condom water balloon game. So
what about stepping on frogs?
Sounds like fun for the whole family. And, you know, you'd think there would have to be a fairly high level of academic achievement to get into UC Berkeley there. I'm wondering which children there, which of the students at UC Berkeley, and I'm not talking about the kids there, were not sure on how condoms work, so they needed to have this big theme. And actually several guys had to walk around in penis costumes.
They wanted to show them where to put them.
Who has the self-confidence to wear one of those, baby? Would you wear one, G?
No, not. You need to give me money.
You would for money?
He's a business man.
How much money would I have to give you to wear a giant penis costume, if you don't mind me asking?
Probably about $600 or $700.
$600 or $700?
I'll give you $5 to take off your hat. It's the same
Beth,
thing.
If I even get 5 numbers on the lottery, if I get 5 numbers, that's number one.
Yeah, you need to.
We'll buy the outfit.
Are you kidding me?
And then we'll pay him to walk around. How much time do am I buying for $600-$700?
About 3-4 hours.
A stroll.
That's fair.
Let's take a 4-hour one. Yeah. Can X go with you?
I don't care. Can I kick you while you're wearing it?
Yeah, probably we're going to do that anyway here.
For free?
One student who blogged about it said there were kids walking by looking confused. Wow, how was your trip? I saw a giant walking wiener, Mom. Okay, the Campus Health Service Division hosted National Condom Week. They had bands there, too. Can you imagine that in somebody's resume? Yeah, we played the Condom Festival over at UC Berkeley.
Maybe it was the sports mascot. They were like the Fighting Veinies or something.
I want to tell you one of the other things that happened there. One of the children started crying when a giant bottle of lube, somebody in a giant bottle of lube costume.
You got me with that one.
Got a little too frisky. There's actual lube in it. So anyway, when we return our Dollar to the Day Showdown, this one goes out to my friends Johnny B and Annie up at Discount Music and More at 93351 Tavernier. In Tavernier, man, what a great story. They got just about everything in it. Devil with a blue dress on, Concrete Donkeys Rule. Dollar to the Day coming up next. All right, it is, by my calculations, Friday. And time for our Dollar to the Day Showdown. We have scoured planet Earth for the world's craziest people. Told you about them in an effort to make you feel better about any improprieties you may have pulled here today. And frankly, it would be hard to beat them. You know something? You are not supposed to talk about that in public anymore. No one wants it. Does anyone in here want that, Beth?
No.
Everybody raised their hand.
Sweet G, do you want him to talk about it?
You just raised your hand. I win.
Wait a minute.
The finger.
You raised your hand wanting Mr. X to talk more about his poll?
No, that's...
You did raise your hand. Beth, a hand was raised.
He raised his hand.
I raised the finger.
All right, well, that's even
Your
creepier.
finger is on your hand.
That's even creepier. So why don't you two sit next to each other, okay? You two cozy up to each other because it's time for Dollar to the Day right now, boys and girls. And, our contestants today can win a weekend with Sweet G.
He's going on the stroll.
And his mom over at the house. Not this weekend. Another weekend. What's that?
Margie.
What are you saying?
Call her Margie.
Margie?
Margie.
Oh, Margie.
Margie.
All right, you're going to make everything difficult, don't you? Ever since you walked into that bathroom before, you have been unlivable.
It literally stunned me.
Who are you blaming for that?
Gee, knocked me on the rubber leg street.
He gave me the Jimmy leg.
I had jazz hands.
All right, let's get on.
I lost
with this
sight
right now.
both my eyes.
All right, contestant number 1, the president of the country of Uganda in Africa, who says he doesn't want to hear any Western lectures from governments like the United States about signing an anti-gay bill. He says the legislation wouldn't have been necessary if not for what he describes as Western countries like the United States who come into our schools and try to recruit our children into homosexuality.
Buddinskis we are.
Yes, that's what they have. They're known, and there is an actual group known as Americans for Gaying Up African Kids, or GWAC, if you will. The acronym is GWAC.
I stepped in some of that the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah, the
I ate some of that the other day.
All right, so he said the penalty is imprisonment for life.
What's
something called aggravated homosexuality, which we deduced might be something along the lines of, "Hey, Sweetums, did you bring home the milk and bread today?" "No, I didn't. I am so aggravated. Let's have gay sex."
This room is so wrong. Let's do it.
All right, the people who spent $140,000 at Princeton University to test whether you can get an orgasm from pooping. Right there.
You can, okay, I know this for sure.
I think you can get one, something called a blumpkin, I believe. But,
I had an anti-organism when I walked in that room.
And apparently you can, according to the studies from this lady at Princeton University. So at least we know they're doing some important work up there. How was your day today? You will not believe what happened to me. I was dropping wolf bait and boom, the bell rang.
He dropped a bucket of roofing tar.
Security guard at the man in charge of security at Illinois Concordia College, who lost his job for going into a professor's office, let's say, running off a batch inside of her shoes.
Officer spanking.
First he said it was just a bug she stepped in. And like, what was the other one? He was charged with an amazing amount of charges on this one. I don't know if he'll be able to resume his quote-unquote security career. Beth.
I hope not.
I don't know if they give you second chances for stuff like that.
I would not.
Maybe become a shoe salesman.
I'd think about that, any of you potential shoe masturbators out there, all right? Let's see what happens with this guy. Let's follow him.
I'm going to tell you these glue shoes.
His career.
All right, I'm nominating all of the French for not wearing berets with the fever that they were in the past. Right there, you all got one on that one. The man from Iowa who put a buck in a Kit Kat in a vending machine at a car dealership, and it didn't come out. So he put another buck in, and it didn't come out. Who did this happen to?
George Costanza.
George Costanza it happened to. Well, his was Twix, right?
His was Twix.
And this was then, so he decided to go drive the forklift into the break room, lift up the candy machine, and slam it off the floor a bunch of times. He has shockingly been fired from that. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar, idiot. The Texas man who had no problem going to jail with the officer, as long as the officer allowed him to hit his crack pipe one more time.
You learned hit. That's very good.
Take a puff of his...
No, not puff, heat.
All right. I'm trying to be hip, man.
You are hip.
And so he said, yeah, if you let me do that and take the pipe with me, we'll be cool. They shockingly did not allow him, he did a lot of resisting and then received for his efforts a lot of tasering, which is nice, I think.
Yeah, he deserved it.
To two men at Berkeley University who are walking around with giant rubber penis costumes, just on general principle. But on the bright side, we did learn Sweet G would wear one for $600 or $700 for 3 or 4 hours.
And I could kick him.
If you have one, this would be really fun for
Let
me.
us know.
Let us know if we can borrow it for a day or two. We'll wash it down. No, we won't. After that. Well, G, where are you at, buddy?
I guess the Candy Crusher.
The Candy Crusher?
Yeah.
All right. Beth Rooney?
I'm going with the security guard who had a fetish for shoes.
Blue suede shoes.
How about you, Mr. X? I'm interested to see.
Sheila E.
You're voting on Sheila E.
Yeah.
Here. Former protege of Prince, I'm assuming.
The artist formerly known as him.
All right. He's known as Prince again.
Again. So you reversed it.
So you did.
No, he did.
No, you did.
I did not.
No hate.
Sheila E.
You can't vote on any of the ones we're voting on. You have to be an exclusionist.
I thought she was on the list.
She's not on the list.
Okay, then I'll say Sheila E.
All right, good. That's fine. I'll also vote for Sheila E. for absolutely no reason. And I'm also going to
On the list.
I'm also going to vote for Beth's favorite here, the shoe guy. That's just, and the weird thing is, he's head of security. So she calls security after she see him coming out of her office doing his belt up and slipping his shoe back on. Apparently, the shoe removal was tantamount to this. And she calls up security, and his office was right down the hallway, and he's the one who answered. He's like, nothing going on here. I'm pretty buzz here. Boys and girls, remember, if you need some filming done or photography, you can get celebrity photographer and television producer. I mean, if she shoots your wedding, I got to tell you a couple things about her. I love her to death, but she is a perfectionist. And she gives you a price. She will do it for that price, and she will make it perfect. So if you got the jing, she's got the stuff, man. So
she got nice feet, too.
How do they get in touch with you there, little lady?
You can hit me up on my website. It's www.saviorproductions.com, SAVIOR, productions with an S, and my email address is beth@saviorproductions. There you go.
We were to be led that would be Savior Productions with a Z at the end?
No, but people don't get the Savior, how to spell it, and then production.
I'm so sick of the Z at the end of things, you know what I mean?
Let's put the Z at the front from now on.
Like boners.
Zoners.
Yeah, zoners. Coming up next on 103.1, Captain Bill Kelly will be up for Friday, the fishing show at Wahoo's on 103.1. And we're going to the Green Card Blues break next here on the Hoebee in the Afternoon Experiment. Right, G?
That's right.
Did you want to say something?
Keep it here.
No, not that. The other thing you're supposed to.
You have to get down like doo-doo brown.
That's the one. Thanks, man. That was a real addition to the show.